Hello everyone, in this video we are going to cover one of the very important topics in any programming language, which is data types, right? And in this particular video we are going to cover the different types of data available in Python, what are these data types and how many types of data are available with Python. So to continue this, let me launch my Jupyter notebook. And again, I'm using Anaconda prompt for that. Okay, so D drive, then CD tutorial, and Jupyter notebook. I'll try to explain the data types in Python in very easy way so that even if you know nothing, you just have learned the first program, how to write first program in Python, it would be very fine for you all to learn the data types in Python. Let me create a new file for you all. So I will name this data types. Okay. So before jumping directly into the video, let us revise the concept of variables. Let me create a variable name and I will store the name of one of my students in this variable name. So her name is Daisy, right? I will execute it, and to execute I will again use shift plus enter. Okay, so this is executed. I have created this variable and I have stored the data Daisy in it. Next, I am creating another variable age, and in this what I'll do, I will store the age of Daisy, right? She is 24 years old, and again I'm just executing it. Then what I'll do, I will create another variable to store the height of Daisy, who is 24 years old. So height, and she is 5 feet 7 inches. Okay, and I will execute this again. So what do you think? This Daisy, what is this Daisy? First of all, this is a data which we have stored in the variable name. And what can I say about this Daisy, this data? That don't you think it's a collection of words? Daisy is what? Daisy is collection of letters, not words, but collection of letters, or I can say alphabets, English alphabets, I should say, English alphabets, right? If I talk about this 24, which is a value, which is a data again stored in the variable, and the name of the variable is age. What do you think? What is this 24? It's a number, right? It is a number, right? And it's a whole number, or I should say it's a natural number. And more precisely, I should say this one is my integer, right? 24 is what? 24 is an integer. I can say that, right? The next is the height of Daisy, which is 5.7, 5 feet 7 inches, right? So what is this? It is again a number. It is again a number. This 5.7 data is also a number. Now my next question is, what type of number it is? I should say it's a decimal number, or I can also say it's a float type, right? Float number. So now we have learned about the word Daisy, about the variable age, about the height, which is 5.7. What are these? This is what we call data types in Python. So let's go back to the variable name and the value Daisy. So in Python, if the value, the data is collection of letters or English alphabets, then we can say that it is string. String is a type of data available in Python. And if the value is a number, an integer, then the data type would be integer, right? If the value is in the form of decimal, so we call it float data type in Python. So these are all the available data types in basic Python. One thing I would like to tell you here is that if you think that I am speaking very fast, or if you think that I am speaking very slow, YouTube has this feature where you can increase or decrease the speed of the video. Let us come back to the topic. In Python, in basic Python, we have numeric data types, and in this we have integer, float, complex. And don't worry, we are going to cover all these data types in detail. So in numeric data, we have this integer. We have seen the example of integer. We have also seen the example of float, and the another numeric type data is complex. In sequential type, we have majorly four data types. One is the string, and the other is list. The next is tuple and range. Then we have mapping type dictionary. I will create a separate video for all these data types where I'll be explaining every single data type in detail, because this is again a very important topic in Python. Then in set type, set, frozen set, and then boolean type. Right now, what I'll do, I will just explore this, not explore, we will see this integer, then this float, and then this string. Right? Okay, so I am back on my programming sheet. Now there is a function in Python which is known as type function. What is the purpose of this type function? This function will tell you the data type of the variable. Like this name has stored this value Daisy, and the type of this Daisy is string. So let us see. What you have to do, you just have to put the name of the variable here and shift plus enter. So all of you can see that it is the string data type. Let us do again. Let us use this type function and use this variable age. So we already know that the data type of this age is integer. Let us see int, right? This, and then same for this height, right? Float. So we have seen the data types available in Python. We have also seen this type function, and let us explore this string data type more. So I have another student, and I'm storing the name of my student in the variable name 1. His name is Rohan. I am taking a variable name 2, and I'm storing the name of my third student, and his name is Tom, right? And I'm executing this. So have you observed one thing here, that when I'm trying to store any string data type, I am enclosing it in double quotes, right? Here also you have seen that I have enclosed Daisy in double quotes. But when I am trying to write integer data type, I am not enclosing it in any double quotes. This is the difference, and this is very important to learn, that if you are writing any string data type, that must be enclosed in this double quotes. Or as you can see, I have written here Tom in single quotes, right? So in general terms, we can say it like if there is anything which is stored in double quotes or single quotes, then we say it string. Let's take another example. Let's say age of Rohan is 23, right? I'm executing it. Can you see this? I have stored numbers in age 1, but let me check the type of this age 1. What it is giving me? It is giving me string. So this is pretty much clear that whatever the data is, if it is stored in double quotes or single quotes, it will be treated as string, right? And you can also store it like this. And what I'm doing now, I'm taking the height of Rohan. I'm taking the height of Rohan, and what I'm doing, I'm trying to save it in height one variable, and I'm executing. Still I don't get any error. So this is, again, you can see it's a perfect example of string, and it is giving me the type. Let me use this function type, and I am going to pass this variable here, string. So from all these examples, I hope it is clear that if you are enclosing any data inside double quotes or single quotes, then that particular data type will be string only. No matter the value inside these quotes are numbers or collection of words or maybe float, but it will always be string. I have a question for you all, and this is related with string, which we have just learned, right? So I am creating a variable in production, and inside it I am writing here, let me write Rohan's age is 23, right? If I'm going to execute this is going to give me syntax error. This is actually giving me syntax error. Now I want you all to have a research on this, that why is this this cell is giving me error, though I have just explained if the data is enclosed in single braces, single quotes or double quotes, it will be treated as string data type and it is not going to throw you any error. But here I am getting this error, syntax error, right? In my next video I will explain you what is the error and how we can rectify this. But for time being, it is your job to have a research on this and tell me the answer in the comment section, right? Let us move on to the next and last topic of this video, which is typecasting, and this is a very powerful concept of Python. Let me use this markdown feature. This feature is actually very beautiful. So add some cell. Okay. So just now we have created this variable age1, right? Age1, and we have stored 23 in it, right? So while creating the variable, I have told you that age1 is the age of Rohan, right? Age1 is the age of Rohan, right? I will print this variable age1. Oops, Python is case sensitive, so age1, right? Again, we have created a variable, I think it was age2, okay? So, not age2, the variable, okay, let's take this variable, age, Daisy's age. Let me print this variable again, age, right? In Python, if you want to print any variable, this is how you can do this, print age. You can use one basic way is to use the print function. So you can use this print function and inside the braces you can write down the variable. By this, if I just use the normal calculator, I should say the total age of Daisy and Rohan is 23 plus 24, which is nothing but 47, right? Let me add this. Okay, age1 plus age2. Let me add this and let us see what it is going to take place. And what I'll do, see this is going to be little tricky for you all. So you have to focus here, total age, right? Total age is equal to age1 and age2. This is what? Adding age of Daisy and Rohan, right? And I'm executing this. Let me see what happens. Okay, so this is giving me this type error, right? But what is the problem? This is 23. Mathematically, this is right. We can add like 23 plus 24. This is exactly the same. Like this should have given me 47. But instead of giving me 47, it is giving me this type error. What is the problem? See, in Python, or let me describe this in another way. Okay, so this age 1, the type of this age 1, let me check the type of this age 1. The type of this age 1 variable is string, and the type of age variable is this integer. Okay. In Python, we cannot perform any mathematical operations or any other operations if the values stored in those two variables have different data types, right? Just like this age 1 has this data type string, and this age has this data type integer. My requirement is that I have to add, anyhow I have to add Daisy's and Rohan's age, right? So here comes the concept of typecasting. Typecasting is what? Typecasting is converting one data type into another data type. Just like from string to integer, integer to string, from this float to integer, integer to float. So when we are converting, when we are changing the data type of one variable into another data type, then we say typecasting, right? So let me do this. What I will do, I will create this variable again, total age, and I will do typecasting here, right? So age 1 is string type. I need to make it integer type. So what I will do, I will use this int function, and inside this I will put my variable age 1, right? Now what I will do, I will do this age. I will write it here age, and let us execute this. Instead of giving me any error, this total age will now give me the total age of Daisy and Rohan, which is 47. So this int, I hope you all can see, this int function is actually converting the data type of age 1, which was string, into integer. Similarly, we have this string function which will convert the data type, whatever the data type of the variable is, this function will convert it into string data type. Next, we have another function, float. This float function will convert the data type into float, right? So I want you to play with this function string and this float functions. So now at the end you have two things to do. One is that you need to see why this has given me the error in production, and the next is that you have to explore these two functions. In any ways, I am going to include the explanation of all these homework in the next video, but for now it is your job to learn all these things.